What's up, guys? Welcome back to Flipper Remastered. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to leave a like on the video. It would really mean a lot to me, especially on a day like today when I loaded the save only to be greeted by this message. So, bad news. Our custom office that we spent 2 recording days on is gone. The good news is we got 60% of our money back out of it. I'm really bummed. I'm really bummed. We now just have a completely empty lot. I had to reset the entire thing just so we could continue playing on this save. Probably could have just started a new one as well, but we've done so many jobs now. I didn't really feel like doing that either. The only thing that I've done to it since the reset is I cut the grass. I was trying to cheer myself up a little bit by doing that, and it did not help, unfortunately. So, rather than trying to rebuild an entire custom office again, I noticed here on the browser, there's actually a couple of houses available at a slight discount. The first one here, 8% off. Not a terrible deal. Still $103,000. It's called the Unsatisfying Effect House. I'm thinking we just maybe scoop this sucker up and we'll start plugging away on it today. Hopefully we can turn this into a nicer office than what we had before. It's a ranch, so just 1 floor, 1 story on this thing. It's got 3 rooms, and I guess it's a foreclosure. It looks like it belongs to the city rat Meow. Current condition, fixer-upper. We can handle that. $103,000, nearly $104,000. We'll make our way over there. Now, I have some ideas as to how we can sort of boost the curb appeal as far as the exterior of the house goes, but on the inside, we'll likely be doing what we usually do, tearing out all the interior walls and things, and just sort of starting fresh in there. Starting fresh has 2 meanings. We're starting fresh with a brand new office today, and we're going to give this house a fresh start. I think I flipped this one in the past, no? This entryway here looks very familiar. Just because of how truly upset I am, I'm very tempted to use the flamethrower on a good majority of this, but I don't want to kill the grass. So we'll just have to be very careful. Oh, we can't get rid of doors? I was under the impression that we could get rid of doors for some reason. See this right here? Too close to the grass. Can't do it. That we can do. I wonder what this room was before. We accidentally just removed a smoke detector. Probably would have been a good idea to keep that, given the fact that we're currently using a flamethrower in this house. But that's okay. Yeah, a hallway leading into a hallway. I feel like I made that same comment once before. That's weird. Also, what? Yeah, I do not like this layout whatsoever. There used to be just a single toilet in that room. I guess some people like a separate toilet. Me personally, I don't really see the need for that. But we'll just continue making our way around here. What's over on this side? Oh, laundry. Seems like another toilet spot. I've never seen this before. It's got to be a washing machine, right? It's got the washing machine, like, installation in the wall. Weird. Okay. Shower over there in the corner. What about back in here? This was the bedroom. Try to get rid of some stuff in here. Ran out of fuel. Well, it was fun while it lasted. I guess we can start just selling some of this stuff. You know what? All the doors are going to have to go anyways, now that we have the sell tool. Yeah, that was a washing machine. Interesting. Now that we have the sell tool, we'll just start selling the doors, too. Such an odd layout, though. Okay, we've cleared out most of that. Let's get rid of the lights, too. This would have been the kitchen. Very small. leading into the living room. We had a dining room space over here also. Get rid of all of this stuff. Oh yeah, 100%, dude. I'm getting flashbacks right now. We've definitely flipped this once before. I don't remember if we made it into our office or if it was just a flip for us, though. So maybe... Oh yeah, and like AC units? I've completely forgotten to do that this time around. If I remember, maybe we'll be adding a couple of those in. I don't usually do radiators. Here, at least where I live in the US, central heating and air conditioning, very common. So as long as you have an AC, I guess you're, well, you'd have to have a furnace too. Never mind. Never mind. I was gonna say, as long as you have a AC unit, you pretty much have heat, but that's actually not true. You would still need a furnace, 100%. All these light switches and outlets and things we'll try to get rid of as well. I do like the way that the windows look out the front of the property, but maybe there's something else that we can do to sort of church that up a little bit. Just kind of clean things up slightly. What's going on down there? Just missing plaster, I guess. Used to be another little mini split in this room. We'll get rid of those outlets and whatnot. All right. Ooh, got rid of some dirt on that one. That was cool. Light and a vent up there. Light switch. I think we're nearly done with our initial sort of run through of this place. It's nice to have as many outlets and light switches off the wall as possible before you start demo. Because a lot of the time you can just lose those things into the floor. So on the mini-map, it'll still say that there's something there that you can sell, but since it's like clipping underneath the floor, you're not actually able to get to it. I don't know. I just like the look of those 3 big windows up in the front. I think that looks really nice. There's a mole. Dude, why is there always a mole? All right, hang on. We're prepared for this. We know what we need to do. We've got new molehills popping up as we speak. This is... There he is. Bye, buddy. Thanks for playing. They really, honestly, missed opportunity from Frozen District to... Instead of using a shovel, we could have had like a rubber mallet or something and played a little whack-a-mole. But it's ironic having moles in the yard here because IRL, I also have moles absolutely wrecking our beautiful, beautiful garden in the backyard. And that makes me really sad. So now I'm additionally sad here because we have virtual moles on our virtual house. There is a little bit of overhang left over here. So I'm wondering if we were to get rid of this window, if maybe we could bring this wall out slightly. And that would just give us more room on the inside. And then same thing over here. Or I wonder if we could bring it in a little bit further. And maybe we could get like some columns or posts or something and try to do like a covered back patio. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out, but first, there's another molehill. First, we're gonna get out the handy dandy lawnmower. And start cutting this grass as well. All right, that's looking real nice. Now that we have that taken care of, I love how the bushes and everything look up front. That is way better than I could do, for sure. I'm not a landscaper. But now we need to move our office to here. That way we can get rid of those highest bidder people over in the corner. That's always a little distracting. We don't care what they have to say, right? This is our house. I just noticed the welcome mat, though. We're gonna get rid of that real quick. And now, take out the handy dandy sledgehammer. Why would you put a light switch like in the arch of the doorway? Super weird. We're gonna get out the handy dandy sledgehammer though, and hopefully if we tear out some of these interior walls that have, you know, some schmutz on them, little debris, little dirt and dust and dander and whatnot, maybe then we're not gonna have to wipe anything down. And since the wall will be gone, that'll just sort of be it. So here's to hoping. Wait a minute. I don't remember this. 2,700 bucks. I don't remember this from the first time that we flipped this way back in the original game. $2,700 for just a simple house flipper poster and an additional 2,700 bucks for an empty safe. Sure. I will take that. I will gladly take that. Looks like I missed a couple of outlets and installations too. Anyways, back to the demo. With all of the interior walls now completely gone, this place looks enormous. Well, gotta get rid of that. But there's so much room in here for activities now. I'm feeling pretty good about this one, I'm not gonna lie. Real quick though, we're just gonna go through with our mop and make sure that everything is nice and clean. And then I think, let's sell this too. I think I'm gonna do sort of a temporary floor. I just want to get all of the flooring to match, because this is sort of gonna, like, it's gonna make me almost wanna just put another bathroom in that area, you know what I mean? Whereas if it's all the same, then I'm really not gonna remember the original layout whatsoever, and that'll just sort of give me more mental freedom, I guess. That's maybe not the right word for it. We gotta clean all these windows too. Alright, let's use our mini-map. Make sure we're getting everything off of the floor. It's really difficult to see some of these spots. One more over there, and then one more... Oh, quite a few more actually over here. Probably up on the wall. There we go. Alright, we're looking good. Maybe I'm a little crazy, but I feel like I can see some, like, old wall marks up on the ceiling. Do you guys see that? It's very faint, but it definitely is there. I guess it could also be just sunlight coming through. Even, like, right here, though. I still see that sort of separation line. Maybe the ceiling is painted with, like, pure white, but then where the walls were was just, like, a little bit off-white. So we might have to roll out the ceiling with a new white potentially, and the walls. Anywho, I'm starting to ramble. Sorry, I've had a few days off. Right, been super busy. So getting back into the swing of things is always a little weird for me. Oh wait, we don't want walls. We want flooring first. My bad. Floor and ceiling panels. That's going to give us our hardwood floor. So we just need to pick something. It could, like I said, it's going to be temporary. It could be anything. Ideally, though, we want to pick something that we're going to end up just keeping. So let's go with maybe a darker floor again. Our old office had dark floors, and I really liked the way that looked. Maybe these? Let's go with these. We might need to rotate them a little bit. Let's see. I think that direction could work. Let's try it. Actually, can we not just do this? Yeah, okay. Sometimes I like to just fill in all the small areas first and then do like one large selection, but that didn't add a floor. Okay, that didn't add floor outside. That's good. We've got another outlet hiding out over here in the corner. Get rid of that little guy. Okay, see, this is already making me feel pretty good. We've got dark floors, bright white walls. We've got good contrast here. But I do think I'm going to hit the ceiling with a coat of paint too, so maybe we can get rid of those lines. I would say that over here is where it's the most noticeable. So let's see if this has any effect on it whatsoever. It does not. Okay. So I'm not even going to waste my time then. I want to check this out back here real quick before we continue on inside. If we were to sell this window, that'll save us from having to clean it as well. And then let's use... Where's the... Don't tell me this property doesn't have house building. I don't think it does. I don't think it does, man. I should have paid more attention to that. Hang on, let's see. It doesn't. Amazing! Amazing, that's great. That is, that's the cherry on top for the day. Holy cow. I was planning on doing... I figured we probably couldn't intersect roofs too much with the whole gutter and everything being here. So I was planning on doing just a standalone garage over here. But obviously we're not going to be able to do that. So... Our house needs a garage. Plain and simple, it just needs one. We could... Let's get our cell tool again. Get rid of this window. Put a garage door, maybe two even, over here. And then we'll just do sort of like an L-shaped driveway. Get rid of these trees as well, like an L-shaped driveway leading back over to the street. I realize there's a fence here. We're just going to sort of have to pretend that it's a functioning driveway, I guess. Could we duplicate these larger windows? We cannot. Okay. So I need to find those in the store, or we just replace it with something else entirely. Let's go through our window list. Since it's sorted by newest, and this is like one of the original houses, those windows are probably down here somewhere. If I had to guess. Right here. Perfect. Okay, so they're black trim right now, is that right? Brown. And then black shutters. So we can play with that a little bit. Maybe we, wait a minute. Oh, that's tabletop. Okay, so that's shutters. Let's see if we can get it to look how it looks now. That's dark brown, even though it's gray. That makes sense. That does make sense. And then tabletop is probably white on the inside. So this is how they look now. Do we want to do that? Let's just leave it for now until we like start modifying the exterior, and then we'll probably want to change those to something different. I don't mind the sliding glass door in the back though. I think that works pretty well. We may want a different front door, so let's sell that and then look for something different. Oh my god. Who tightened that? The freaking Hulk? Jesus. I like the look of this front door. I just like the handles and the size of the front window and everything, but I don't really care for how the white wood isn't really pure white when we start doing like trim on the inside of the house. So I think I'm gonna go with black wood on this one, which is different for me. As much as I would love to just basically remake the same custom office that we had once before, do the same like green front door and all that. I'm gonna try to mix it up. I'm gonna try to mix it up a little bit. That way it's not same, but just slightly different. I have no idea what we're gonna do for this floor plan though, especially given the fact that we can't extend this wall out now. That really does sort of change things. But we can sell windows. So we're not locked into that at all. Let's sell that. We could probably turn this into a good-sized bathroom, I would think. I would imagine we'll probably have enough space in each bedroom, depending on how many bedrooms we decide to do, to add closets in them. So I will try to do that as well. You know what? Let's do... we can't really do installations first, can we? Let's just bring this out decent ways. Maybe like that over there, and then we'll do something similar on this side. That's a big bathroom, ain't it? That is a big old bathroom. Definitely larger than what I usually do. I'm not sure that we need one to be that big unless it's attached to the master. So let me go back to the garage door situation too, and we can sort of figure out that a little bit. One really large garage door should probably be fine. I was tempted to maybe try to do 2 of them. Let's see what that looks like from the outside. Not terrible. And then we'll figure out some other window configuration over here as well. Again, saves us from having to clean it, which is nice. But I like this. I think that'll work for our garage location. Now, we just need to make this distance the same over here. So that's 4 of those. 2, 3, 4, and then on 5 will be our next wall. All right. Now we need car for scale, of course. Car for scale. Let's go with the same one that we had once upon a time. I still just can't get over the fact that our whole original office, custom office, is gone. Okay, that fits. We don't have much space up at the front here, but since we have a little bit more room on the sides, we could probably add like the toolbox and whatnot over there instead. And then we'll still have the full size of that bathroom that I'm still not really sure that we need, but I'm gonna run it for right now. So let's bring this out to here. And then we'll make this go all the way across. And we will add our door later. Of course, we're gonna need a door leading out into the garage. I just don't really know where I want to put that just yet. And like, what do we do up here then? Should we try to do like a formal dining room setup maybe here? Just feels weird walking into your home straight into your dining room space, you know what I'm saying? But if we did that, we might be able to do like some cool archway here. That could work. And then the next room, like what would we walk into from dining room to what? Kitchen? Do kitchen over here? And then huge bathroom. Wow, yeah, we have a lot of space to work with at this property. A lot of space. Okay, dining room, kitchen. I'm just trying to figure it out. All right, I'm probably gonna leave this in the edit. But I'm just trying to, you know, show what goes through my head. even if it's a little unorthodox sometimes, you know what I mean? Dining room, kitchen, big bathroom for some reason. Maybe door into the garage here somewhere. Just a large, well, we could do L-shaped kitchen, island somewhere in here. Or like a big peninsula or something. And then back here, living room, bedroom. That could work. That could work. Now I've just got to start actually, you know, doing that. Sometimes it's easier said than done. So this should be here. Because if we want to have cabinets up along this wall, then we're going to have to space this out a little bit for our archway. Otherwise, it's going to look kind of strange. So let's see, what size archways do we have in here? I really do like the woodwork on this archway. It's sort of that same woodwork that we had back on the custom office front door. If you can remember what that one looks like. Oh, but the whole white wood thing. Okay, so maybe we don't do that? Well, this is going to be the same. So we really can't escape the whole white wood thing. Or we can make it extra thick with 2 C's. We probably don't need that. But I do like the woodwork on this. Just a lot. Let's see if we can fit a slightly larger one. Well, I don't know that that should be the end just yet. Let's get a semi-random... What's that in? Kitchen furniture? We'll just go with the Selmer stuff, because that's probably what I'll end up using anyways, to be completely honest. Or wait. No. No. Novella. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. It's probably all the same size, but, you know. Okay, so we're going to come out one more. And then now, if we go back to doors, height of 2 meters, scroll down a little ways, we'll get back to these frames. Will it fit now? It's much more close. And then if we were to go up a size, so that was a 2x2. Up a size from that would be the 3x2. And that is going to be too big. Okay. That makes it easy then. We're going 2x2, white wood, which is basically just gray. And that is going to go there. And we just have to fill this in with 2 more wall pieces. Oh, and then, right, lintels. Lintels up at the top, of course. There we go. Yeah, we're looking good here. We are looking real good here. Dining room, just to recap, in case you forgot. Dining room, kitchen, something here. I don't know what yet. Door. Maybe we should do the door next. Bathroom, living room, bedroom. And this is another thing. Do we give the master... We'll probably have enough space for it, but do we give the master a master bath as well? And then we could probably make this bathroom even smaller. We'll sort that out. We'll sort that out later. Back to doors, though. We need something that's going to lead into our garage. So now we need to find our first interior door, and this will be the door that we'll continue to use throughout the rest of the inside of the house. We have a front door already, but we need something elsewhere. And we've got wardrobe doors too. We'll probably use those on the closets. Back to this one, I guess. I feel like there aren't very many interior doors. Why is that? And that's too modern. I don't think that'll match our woodwork very well. I don't want anything with glass in it either. Still kind of too modern here. Ooh, and I don't like how it puts a white stripe across the door handle. That's weird. We'll find something. We'll find something. I'm kind of liking the look of this one. Can't say I've ever used it before. And for now... Oh, right. I have to actually make a hole in the wall. For now, we'll have to go around through the garage. I am going to leave it as white wood. But, obviously, we can use this handy-dandy item modifier tool. And we can change that if we end up wanting to. So let's see. It was 4 from here. I guess the door doesn't have to. It'd probably be best to get the door to line up, like, from the side of the car and the side of this wall, like somewhere in the middle there. So let's do this. And then that should only be 3 wide. So we have like 1, 2 over here and 1, 2, 3 over here. Smash that out. That'll do. Add some lintels. And then we got to get our door again. That guy is going to go this way. Just because that's the way that the door swings open. Seems good. Seems good. I like that. What if we did dark ash? So it kind of matches the floor. Might be onto something. We might be onto something here, ladies and gents. Okay, frame, dark ash. That looks good, man. That looks good. And then this way, our Yumika. Well, shoot, now I don't even know if I want to use Yumika, because that's usually just painted. You can't actually do like a wood texture on it. Let's check out the other floor moldings then. Maybe we'll end up using something other than Yumika. Where are those at? I can't ever find anything. It's under walls. For anyone else who was maybe wondering, it's under walls. And then we want floor molding? Wall molding. Floor molding, I think. Okay, this one, not crazy about the look of it, but it does seem to be wooden. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like that wood type is available. That sucks. That does suck. Maybe there's another one. Maybe there's another one in here. It appears that they are all the same. So what if we go back to good old-fashioned Yumika? And let's just place down like one long board here in white. Just to see, well, I kind of want it between these two doors, or doorway slash door. Just to see what that would maybe look like. I don't think that's weird. Let's get another smaller piece just so we can have it connect all the way across. I don't think that this is too weird. Oh, but that is. Okay, so it's sort of going to have to intersect with that a little bit. It's not terrible, but I also don't love it. I've had a genius plan. A truly genius plan. We just put one right there. It doesn't quite line up, but that's okay. And then we do one more. Come on, guy. Right there. Fridge. Right? Let's just get a temporary thing. It doesn't have to be the exact one we're gonna end up using. I say that, and here I am, like, cherry picking this fridge. We'll just do this. And then if this were the spot where we put the fridge, can we go, let's use this. Can we go to the right just one more spot? Huh? Not bad, right? Then it doesn't even matter how it looks. We can get trim to line up close-ish. What if we go one more further to the left here? No, I just don't really love that. I think it honestly looks better like that, because then you have to get up close to see that there is just a hairline gap. But I don't think that that would be a terrible spot for the fridge. It does kind of seem a little out of place. I don't know. Well, and then the novella stuff has a fridge that's like built into some cabinetry. So maybe we'll end up using that, and it might look even better. It's in here somewhere. Here we go. So what's the largest one? The standalone 100 centimeters. Let's try that. We might end up doing a little bit different cabinet color too. It's undecided. It is currently undecided. But let's see if this would look a little bit better, since it has like some trim and stuff around it. Yeah, Yeah, it doesn't look as out of place, I don't think, with all the woodwork and stuff. Cool. Is there... Hang on. No, it's just painted. It's not an actual wood type. If it was, brown's actually not terrible. I'd try to do that dark ash or whatever that was called. Brown coffee. Maybe we go with highlighter yellow cabinetry this time around. Or pink, perhaps. You never know. You just never know. We could go a little darker, too. I could see, like, dark gray looking good. Or even, like, a lighter gray like that. Another thing that we'll come back to. Actually, I think that's how this is just by default. Which is kind of cool. But anywho, now let's actually go through the garage again because I want to get that terrazzo. How do you spell that? 2 R's, 2 Z's. This guy. I want to get the terrazzo in the garage just so we can have this look a little bit more complete. From corner to corner. Yeah, dude, now we're talking. Now we're talking. That's looking more and more like a garage. We could utilize just a small portion of this enormous bathroom for a kitchen pantry. I think that would look pretty good. We could even use a sliding barn door too. Both of these are wooden. I kind of like the look of this one a little bit more. Oh no, it's not gonna have our wood type. Brother, please. Okay, striking out on that one. Maybe this one is different. It's the same. Is this one glass? That could be cool. Hang on, hang on. Shiny gray or just... I don't know what would look better. We'll try shiny gray, I guess, off the rip. And then temporarily just gonna hang this here. That way we have it already. So we need... Is that the same standard width of a door? It's more like 3, isn't it? Okay, okay, okay. So let's just try 1, 2, 3. Wall. We're gonna have to have a spot here for a door leading into the bathroom as well. But for now, we'll do this because I want to utilize this wall for the TV for the living room. I just think that's going to make the most sense. That way we can keep the windows on the exterior walls. But now that we have that, let's grab this guy again. And it's going to have to... Why does that look so weird? I think we're going to have to take this one out. Oh! My bad. My bad. Sorry about that door. How are we looking now? That lines up considerably better. So we'll leave that there. Let's do some lintels up at the top real quick. And then our door, 1, 2, 3, 4, is gonna fit a little snug, but also beautifully right here. So we'll do more lintels. This will be the door leading into the bathroom. So now we've got to go back to that same door that we used earlier. This guy, dark ash, or no, white wood, dark ash, black handle. And that we want to open up that direction. That looks nice. That looks really nice. Okay. So then in here, in the pantry, maybe we try to leave a little bit of space for shelves, because we don't really have enough room there. So let's bump this in a little bit. We could do some shelving there. God, that bathroom's going to be so long and narrow now, though. But also, the pantry doesn't have to go all the way back to this wall. We could have it stop a bit short. So let's try to figure that out first. I'm going to temporarily put this door here, or door. Wall. That is definitely a wall, not a door. What we really need in order for this to work well is like a super, super narrow sink, or just a sink that's not insanely deep. So let's see if we have anything in here. That could probably work. I would also like something a little bit wider. Oh, what about this? Nope, that's not looking great. Well, that could work. Yeah, that could totally work. It's gonna be a little weird. I still have to install the washing machine. Dryer is in. I've gone for a black set this time, just for, again, something slightly different than what we usually do. But we're gonna bring a wall out to here. Totally wall that part off, totally wall this part off. So we'll have a sink, and then we might be able to put a toilet maybe here or in this corner. It's gonna be a weird layout. It's gonna be a really weird layout. Kitchen pantry is still a good size, though. If we're worried about the toilet sticking out too far away from the wall, I'm thinking the suspended toilet should give us a little bit more space. So now we've just got to pick one of those, which we don't really use often. I think this is the most commonly used one. Change that up a little bit. Oh yeah, that's gonna work. Okay, but first I gotta assemble this. That way I can center that. And then I think I'm gonna move these. I'm kind of toying with the idea of maybe doing like a double door, like a wardrobe door here, and then having the washer and dryer just be behind that door, so I'm sort of like out of sight, out of mind. And then we can again make that kitchen pantry especially deep. I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know what I did wrong on that one, but I'm sure some of you are glad to see that I still get leakers with sinks. I don't know what it is. Let's move on to this one next. Hang on. New closet door just unlocked. I didn't even know that this thing existed until just now. And we can get rid of the glass front. That is perfect. Handles, we'll change to black. Yeah, this is, dude, this is really taking shape. I mean, we could use that for the pantry door as well, but I kind of like having the glass slider. This is a huge pantry. An enormous pantry. But this is going to work out well for us, I think. Now we just have to get that turlet again all set up and installed. Since it is just a half bath, you know, only having a toilet and a sink, it's really not feeling too cramped in here. We still need a mirror and all the additional stuff. We'll do that at a later date, likely in the next episode. But I really like the way that laundry space turned out. I think that looks super good. Now, I had this idea to do some shelves in here. Thankfully, we can match the same dark ash wood type for these shelves, but I don't know how high up I want the first one to be, so I'm gonna grab this and we'll kind of use this as our countertop height marker thing. So it needs to be, well, we gotta scoot it over a little bit, don't we? Try that again. It needs to be about here, so 0.7 off of the floor to be countertop height. It might not be a bad idea to put some actual like cabinetry maybe in the back. If we can fit it, I might do that. But for now, I want to do this. So let's go back to that. That was 0.7. So maybe we do another 0.7. But then if we had another one, then that we kind of run out of space. So let's tighten this up a little bit. We'll do like 0.5. And then we can do, I could just duplicate, but whatever. We'll do another 0.5 above that. And now we have even a little bit more space up on the very top shelf. I think this could work. Next question, do we want to just continue this as one massive shelf? Or should we put like a wall in between them as a bit of a divider? I don't know. I don't know what I want to do yet. Let's see how it would look if we had a wall in between. It's almost looking a little bit more like a bookshelf with that. So 0.7, 0.5 from that, and 0.5 from that. I don't know. I kind of dig it. I really kind of dig it. And it's going to take up a little bit more space so that we might be able to put some cabinetry back there. How deep was this? It's a little bit further away, but I mean, we could fill that in slightly and just have like one of those pantry things. This is what I was thinking of. I don't know that it's going to be wide enough either. And that is a problem. Because that's sort of as wide as they come. We could try a 75. And then maybe like a 50 next to it. Grab this guy. That would fit. Looks a little weird, but it does work. We're going to have to fill in this dead space first, though. So let's do that. And then back here, so we can have those cabinets sit out a little bit further. I'm going to try the smaller one on the left and the larger one on the right this time, and we'll see if we like that a little bit more. Oop. Okay, spacing's a little weird there. That's not bad. That is not bad. We could have even put a refrigerator back in there. Can't say I've ever seen too many refrigerators inside of a kitchen pantry, but we could be the first people to do that, you know? I really, really dig this. Like a lot. Oh, another idea. If we put a wall like this right here, we wouldn't even need that filler on the back. And then I think it would make the pantry look a little bit better. I'm gonna try that. Oh yeah, dude, that's way better. It's funny what just a little sliver of a wall can do to a room. I just feel like it's filled out better now. And the game is counting this as a storeroom, which is its intended purpose. So that's nice. But I think we're probably all finished up with the pantry for now. Still not crazy about the placement of the refrigerator, but that is subject to change. And speaking of which, I think that's what we should probably work on next. Just figuring out a good configuration for all of the kitchen cabinets. That way, we know where the kitchen's going to end. It'll probably be an L shape of some sort. And then we can figure out, you know, where that first wall for the master and only bedroom is going to be.
1 hour later.
All right. I cannot be the only person who spends an hour trying to get a kitchen to look just right, but it's finally done, and I think you guys will be quite pleased to know that these are not white cabinets. They are in fact light gray, and then just to mix it up even further still, I wanted to try like a different color island. We probably didn't even need the island in this kitchen. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments, the color and the shape and size of it and everything like that. But me personally, I do kind of like having a sort of bar top to maybe just eat breakfast or drink coffee in the mornings at. Something I don't have in my IRL home because we just don't have space for it. But if we did, you bet your sweet Bippy, I would have something very, very similar to this. They don't need to be super large. Like I said, just enough space for you to sit down, have breakfast, maybe drink a cup of joe, something along those lines. But I am very, very happy with the way that it turned out. And we have new windows. Well, a new window. I also changed the blackwood door to now dark ash, so it's going to match all the rest of the woodwork throughout the house. Windows, same thing, dark ash border, white wood insides, and then I found some more shutters. Those now are black wood. Still no real clue as to what color of siding I want to do for this property, or even if it'll be siding, right? Maybe we'll just go back to the human brick, have a full human brick house. That wouldn't be weird at all. But now that we have the kitchen configuration all laid out, that of course means this is the amount of space that we have for the master bedroom. Which, if we want to have a master bath, and we kind of need that because we only have a half bath at this point in time, it's going to be a little tight. It's going to be a little tight in here. I think we can make it work, though. So my idea is to basically put another door immediately after you enter into the room. And that would, of course, lead into the bathroom. So that's what I'm going to try first. And if we don't like that, then we'll try something else. Unfortunately, we are unable to add on to this property. Really wish I would have looked at that a little bit closer. See, it's already getting small, and we're definitely not going to have enough room for any sort of closet in here. I suppose if we moved the bedroom door to, say, this side, that could work. Or, hear me out, we have the master bedroom door walk through the master bedroom and lead into, or through the master bathroom and lead into the master bedroom. You picking up what I'm putting down? It's an option. I'm just saying it's an option. But we could do a really small master bathroom. I mean, it doesn't take much. So if we had the door here, the door would open up against this wall. And then we could do a shower over here in this corner. And a toilet and a sink. But we're gonna have to bring this out quite a bit further. Maybe this isn't the best spot for that. And our living room is pretty big. I wanted this to be the TV wall, and if we have a couch way back here, it's gonna have to be a enormous TV for you to even be able to see from where we're standing right meow. But even then, if we make this the TV wall, then we're still not gonna be able to like expand the bedroom to make more room for the master bath. I think we should start with the shower installation maybe here somewhere, and then we'll kind of like build to the right. Let's first find a shower that we like, and then we'll build off of that. New idea. If we went with a shower like this, we could sort of box it in, have a wall on either side of it, because it has like a sliding glass door. But then if we did that, we would have to have our installation on a wall over here somewhere. So I do want to try that. I think we're going to save a lot of space. You would think that like a corner shower would save the most amount of space, but since we're working with such weird room size constraints, I don't think a corner shower is really going to help us out much. So I'd like to give us a little bit more room in the entryway to the master bedroom, if possible. We could put the bathroom over here too. There's nothing stopping us from doing that. But the room's wider this way than it is this way. I'm gonna stop rambling and start placing some walls. So before we were placing it here, what if we buy like a little bit more room, maybe to there? That seems a little bit better. Our door isn't going to be here now either. It's going to have to be like over in this corner somewhere. This is going to be a really, really small master bathroom. But then again, it is our personal residence, right? So we're the only ones who are going to care about this. I got to admit, the shower head is looking a little low. I'm not the tallest guy in the world, but that does sort of drive me nuts when you just have no headroom at all. I mean, yeah, right now we'd have to crouch to get underneath that. I think that's the shower head. What else would it be? It's got a crazy looking texture on it. It almost looks like siding. Or like the soffit, I think is what that's called, like the underside of the overhang of the roof there. Oh, thought there was glass there for a second. We're good. It is exactly how I imagined it. So, with the door being here, that does give us enough room to have a sink. It's going to be a really small sink. And then a very compact toilet as well. But we can work with this. We can definitely work with this. I just have to demolish the excess right there. And our door is going to be right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it, dude. That's it for our master bathroom. Holy cow. We do have enough room to bring it out slightly. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put the bed, too, because that sort of takes up a lot of space. Let's find a bed really quick. I tend to use the same sort of bed every single time. Sorry about it. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but sorry I missed a day. I missed an upload. I know I said that I was busy, but I don't really think I apologized for that. So, apologies. Life do be happening sometimes, you know, life be getting in the way. But it's all right. We've never used this one. Maybe it's a little bit smaller than all the others. Am I using too much dark ash now? Every time I choose a wood type, I just go whole hog and only use that wood type throughout the entire house. So let me know down in the comments. Of course, we're going to have another episode after this where we're like fully furnishing and finishing the place. But let me know if I'm using it too much, or if I am using it too much, what I should use instead of it. That would be very helpful. We'll just do a very basic bed for the time being. Bed could go here. Or bed could go here. Let's try bed over here first. Because if we put it there, well, we might have to put it up against the wall, actually. And then just find a tiny little nightstand to slap next to it. It's just us sleeping here. Making the bed would be an absolute nightmare. Hang on. Hang on. Bedside cabinets. Let's get something kind of little. You know, we don't need anything enormous here. How about this guy? Top of the list. There it is again. It's a habit now. I have to click that wood type. White wood for sure for the inlays. It'll match the doors. And then black handles. We'll put that a little bit a ways away from the bed. And then that'll give us slightly, ever so slightly more space for the shower. Or not for the shower, but for the whole, you know what I mean. For the whole bathroom. Here we go. And then this, we're just gonna build it out. I don't know. Maybe to there. We don't need that much more room. I mean, it's still gonna be small. 1, 2, 3, 4, so 5. There it is. And then lintels across the top. Can we duplicate these doors? We cannot. Frozen District, I would love an answer as to why we're unable to duplicate doors. I understand doors that are already, like, in the home, but doors that we've placed? Why is that not a thing? Why are we unable to do that? Just seems a little weird. And also, kind of goes against the point of putting this tool in the game in the first place. We can duplicate smaller things like this, but never windows, never doors. I'm just complaining. So, if we do that, honestly, we might as well just bring this all the way out. But then if we do that, then what's the point? Because we're just going to have to fill it in, like fill the dead space in anyways. This gives us a little bit more room for like a towel holder. Something along those lines. So, back to installations for assembly. We now need a sink plumbing system. I think the sink is going to make the most sense here. Here. No, here. Toilet should go next to the shower, probably. And then we're gonna do compact toilet again. Or should we try to huck a fatty in here? Also known as the flatty. Nah, can't do it. We really don't have the room. As much as I love that toilet because of the name, we just don't have the space for it. Bathroom fixtures. Let's do sink first. I would like some storage in this bathroom, but if we can't have a base cabinet underneath the sink, it's not that big of a deal. Back to old reliable, I guess. We have used this in several houses, but it's just one of those ones that I always keep coming back to. I can't stay away from it. Nope. No leaks. I did accidentally turn that knob, but it didn't matter. All right, I wanted to get it into the corner perfectly, but it looks like we're a little ways away from that. That'll give us more room for a mirror. So it's no big deal. Turlets. We need this guy. And right there. Seems perfect. Super easy install. We love that. Okay. It's not as bad as I thought initially. Can't even get into the shower far enough for it to close. That's not because the bathroom's too small. It's just because the shower head is a little too low. I like this though. I mean, it's something. Let's try to find a mirror real quick. We'll probably end up using that same one that we've been using in every other house. This guy, because it's just right there. It's a convenience thing. Sure. You know what? Since we have that out, let's go chuck one of these in here too. This one though, we're gonna do horizontal. Like that. Probably could even get a bigger one for in there. Well, we could do that, couldn't we? Because there are multiple sizes. Let's try a schmedium. Okay, see, now we're talking. Now we are talking. That is much better. Gotta love it when your half bath has a larger mirror than your master bathroom. The master is supposed to be like grandiose and like especially nice, right? Because it's attached to your bedroom. This one, I guess we missed the memo on that. But it'll work. It'll work. I'm glad to see, too, that on the other side of the door, if it opens this way, we do have plenty of space. It's not going to come into contact with the nightstand there, so that is good. It's a tiny, tiny little thing. We'd probably have more space. Hang on. We probably would have more space over here then, no? And maybe we could get 2 of these little nightstands. Let's try to just cram it into the corner. And now we'll move the bed right up next to it, leaving no space whatsoever. And then we can grab this and put it here. We actually might have just enough room for a desk right there. And if this were a little deeper, we could do like a chest of drawers there or something, but that's just, it's not going to work out this time around. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I did it to myself. Could have made the kitchen a little bit smaller, but that's sort of more important to me. Living room, again, very basic. I do think I'm probably going to switch the TV wall from there to here. That way we're not super far away from it. And if you think about it, whenever you have friends and stuff over, say you're doing like a barbecue in the backyard, but you've got the game on in the living room. If the TV is here, people are going to be walking in front of that sucker going out to the barbecue all the dang time. So having the TV wall there could be better anyways. And it's a little bit closer to where the couch will end up being. But that's enough rambling for now. Let's go around the whole rest of the property and sell off all of the remaining original windows, because now we're going to be replacing them with this style that I don't remember the name of. But that doesn't really matter, because I'm going to show you them in literally 2 seconds. Just hang tight, all right? For the dining room space, this room here, I think it'd be really nice to have a very, very large window. So let's go back into Windows. And then we got to scroll. I don't think it was all the way down. It was above these. Here we go. It's the Param window. You heard it here first. But I want to do something like either this one or this one. Whichever one's going to fit the best on this wall. So let's try this one first. We'll get it set up properly, of course. There we go. Secondary. Oh, that's the inside. Yeah, we want that to be dark ash again. And the metal can be black. That fits surprisingly well there. Holy cow. Ooh, but we're not going to have enough space for shutters. Which is a slight problem. I kind of wanted to do shutters. We don't need them. We don't need them on that one. But maybe there's something better? I'd like one that's maybe taller as well. So that was 150. This one's 200, 300 by 200. What if we go... That's 250 by 150, 250 by 200. If we went with this, we might be able to add shutters. I don't love the... What are those called? Up at the top? There's a name for that. And I can't remember it all of a sudden. Nope. Yep, it's not coming to me. I like the height of that, though. Is it, sometimes they put them above doors, too. Oh, dude, it's on the tip of my tongue. Nope. Nope, we're never getting there. We are never getting there. Well, hear me out. Hear me out. What if we did human brick on this portion of the house? Maybe wrap it around and stop it, like, just before the garage, or it could continue to, like, this corner, or even to back there. And then we do siding everywhere else, but then, if we did brick, we wouldn't need shutters. Because there's brick there. It'd be really hard to attach the shutters anyways. You'd have to drill into the brick, and then it'd be a whole process. So let's go back. 2 steps forward, or 1 step forward, 2 steps back type of situation here. I still want something tall, but I think we can fit that 300 centimeter window. So let's go with this one. Get her all set up again. And bada bing, bada boom. That is going here. It's gonna look so nice. And this one doesn't have those weird little tiny windows up at the top that I really don't care for. Yeah, that's gonna look so nice for the dining room. Big fan of that. And then if we wanted to, we could do like a fireplace over here, or just more windows. We'll figure that out later, probably. But let's, you know what? We're gonna have to stay in the house. It's gonna make window placement a lot easier. We definitely need a window here, and definitely need another window here. But these ones probably shouldn't be as tall. So that was 200 meters. We want like the 150s, I think. So we've got a 150 by 200, 150 by 150. The kitchen, I used this one. And that had to be a little bit taller because of the kitchen sink, of course. Let's see how a 200 by 150 fits here. Nope, don't love that. Don't love the offset of that. It's dang close over here, but not close enough. Okay, so that was 200 by 150. Let's do 150, 150. That works there. So let's get that one set up. And we'll get her installed. Easy. Over here, maybe we... Whoa, that was weird. Maybe we can fit 2 of them. Nope. Nope, we can't. Let's just do another one right there. I mean, 2 big windows like this in a bedroom is pretty good. Let's go outside and see what we think about that, though. Honestly, that's good. And then can we duplicate our shutters? We can. All right, that's clutch. Clutch as heck right there. Grab this one. Same thing. Think I got that height right. Looked a little weird at first. Do one more here. Grab the other side. And then do another one there. We're looking good, ladies and gents. We are looking good. Next. Bathroom? Nah, right? I mean, unless we wanted to do the really teeny tiny ones. We do have these. Or perhaps even these? That doesn't fit in that wall very well. What about this? Absolutely not. If we did teeny tiny windows, it would be... I couldn't even do one of these just because the offset is so weird. So no windows in the bathroom. That's not unheard of. I think that's totally normal. We also don't have any windows in the half bath either. I wonder if we could squeeze a window into here. If we did like a similar size one to what we did in the kitchen, maybe? Close. But that washing machine installation is getting in the way. What about this? Weird offset again. Here it is. Our last hope. That's doable. That is doable. At least it touches both of the walls and has like no weird gaps or anything. I think we're gonna make that work. There it is. And then we're gonna need some in the garage too, but we'll do that momentarily. I just think some windows in the laundry room space, since it is so small and behind a door, I think that'll help a lot. But how does it look from the outside? Totally normal. Completely fine. I'm very happy with that. Windows in the pantry. That could have been cool too, but I kind of like this more. That's another one of those things. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Should we try to squeeze a window back in there and get rid of that like pantry thing, or should we leave it? I'm gonna leave it for now. I'll let you guys decide on that one. Okay, living room. Another spot where we want a big window for sure. Maybe not as tall necessarily, but wide. That is horrendously uneven. Why? It's always something. It is always something. Okay, so 300 by anything is out. Let's try 250. I don't like the top things though. 250 by 150. Again, not exactly equal. We might just have to do some smaller ones. What was that, 250? What about 200? There's a 2 wall gap in that corner and then a 1 wall gap in this corner, but that's really just because of where we built the bedroom wall. There's no changing that now. It doesn't have to be bang on in the middle of the room, but I would prefer that. I would definitely prefer that. Okay, how about these? These we could totally still add shutters around. And they could be a little off and you might not notice it as much. So like, what if we did this? I don't even know that we'll have enough room for a shutter on that one. And then this, I guess. Still doesn't look great. But what about outside? I mean, we might be able to make that work. The shutters are going to be strange, though. Let's type shutter up there. And we need the super tall ones. I think it's these. Black wood, black metal. All right, let's try this first. And if we don't like it, we're moving them. Or just doing something different. Yeah, see, that's weird. It's weird because they're right next to each other. Let's head back inside. Is there anything we can do to fix that other than moving this window like almost perfectly into the corner? I don't think so. Unfortunately, I do believe that is our only option. So, this guy, let's make sure it's all set up again. We're gonna have to put it here. I mean, that's fine. That really is fine. Having the shutters not, like, touch each other, how they were originally, I think is almost more important than how the windows look on the inside of the house. Got that one there. We just need one more of these over here. There we go. That looks pretty good. I actually really like that. Now this wall is where it, again, is going to get a little strange. We've already got lots of natural light, presumably coming through the sliding glass door, which we might end up changing as well to something different. Let's type harem so we can find the rest of those windows. Let's go with a 200 by 150. I don't want this one to be as low. That could work. I think right here would be better, though. Let's make sure it's set up, ready to rip tater chip. That way we don't have to do it after the fact. Not gonna be able to put a shutter there. I mean, we could, but it would be close. So let's scoot it over one spot. Hello. There we go. Scoot it over to here. Okay. I think if we move this railing, we might even get rid of this railing. I don't even know that that's staying just yet. But if we move this, like, over to here, I think it'll be all right. So back to shutters. Got a lot of the, like, burglary or storm shutters, too. I've never used those, but I'm sure somebody probably has. These ones. Perfect. And the other side. Beautiful. Look at us. Look at us, man. I don't think there are any shutters that are small enough to go around the super teeny tiny windows that we put in the laundry. No. And if we did add them, it would look weird, I think. But that looks good. So, now that we have the living room windows done, let's head back to the garage. And we're going to do some tall ones, I think, in the garage, too. Tall but skinny. So that was Param. Whoops. Param windows. Here's some tall but skinny ones. This could look really good or really bad. One of the two. Like, what if we did that? I think that's too skinny. Yeah, I think that's too skinny. They need to at least be 100 centimeters wide, I think. Back to Param again. Do they have any that are 100? These. Oh, Param has a door too? Well, it's a little late for that. I like our front door anyways. I think it looks better than that one. How about this guy? Dark ash, white wood, dark ash. That is going here. And then we need one more. That is going, I guess, there. I thought that this was going to work out a lot better. I can already see there being an issue here. Or wait. If we do human brick all the way across this, then we don't need to worry about shutters. I like that. And it's like aligned with the peak of that roof right there. This middle window is in the center of the peak of the roof. That's good for a garage. Yeah, I dig that. Okay, let's get that closed up. And then last but certainly not least, now that I've had some more time to think about it, I do want to do some additional windows here and not a fireplace. But I don't know what size I want to do. Maybe we do two 150 by 150s. Let's see if we can make that fit. Whoops. That should be white wood, dark ash, metal. Because again, we're not going to have to worry about shutters here. It's always just a little off, isn't it? Always. Now, I could move the garage wall. I could do that. And I might do that, just so we get even window placement in here. Let's see what it looks like from the outside first. But that would have to go here. And then we'll have to smash this wall out and just move it over one spot. What do we think about that? It's too good. It's too good not to do it. So I'm committed. We're getting out the sledgehammer. And we're going to tear out this garage wall and just move it a tiny bit. We're still going to have plenty of space for a toolbox and all the other miscellaneous things. I probably won't do a lift, like a car hoist, with this property. Where was the wall at? Okay, so right here. But yeah, I probably won't do a lift with this one. I mean, we could. Still tons of space. Oh yeah, 100%. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with putting the toolbox in front of the windows either. We could definitely do that. Let's just check to see what this thing would look like. Glazed, I believe, has glass in it, which we don't want. So let's just go with like a white trimmed one. Ooh. Okay. Well, I guess there's not enough roof space up there. Oh, you know what? We're not going to be able to do it anywhere at this property because of the fact that it's one of those houses that we can't add on to or really modify much. But this is good. This is good. We've got plenty of natural light coming in through the garage. I think that looks nice. The spacing over there is kind of making me a little upset. But I'm going to try to not think about it, and maybe I'll be able to sleep tonight. And here, dialed in, looking good. Cool. All right. I don't have much longer for today, so the very last thing that we're going to do is some human brick from this corner all the way around to the backside of the garage. I might try to do something a little bit different in the peaks of the roof, potentially. At least those ones. Maybe not this one. And then we need to find some good siding color for the rest of the house. That's going to be the real challenge here, I think. So I will see you guys in just a few minutes.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Now, hang on. Before you say anything, you guys are always asking me to add more color to the exterior of the houses, not to just do white or gray, or I guess just keep the exterior color within the gray scale. Orange definitely was not my first choice here, and the more I look at it, the more it's giving Halloween, sort of. It kind of makes the house look like a big pumpkin. Let me know what you guys think of it down in the comments. I was looking for something that both went along with the human brick, right? It's got some of that sort of like orangey splotches in it. And also I needed something that looked good with the dark ash wood and the white on the windows, and then also the black shutters. I was able to change the roof to a black shingle as well, and I think that sort of helps. It was almost like a terracotta orangey color on its own to begin with. I personally kind of like it. I did do vertical shiplap, or I guess siding, in the peaks of these roofs. Around the front, as you would have seen, it's human brick. But just to mix it up a little bit, you know, have it be slightly different. And then over here, same thing, vertical up top, horizontal down under. And with that, ladies and gents, that is unfortunately where we're going to have to wind things down at for today. But once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.